Hello viewers, my name is Venkatraman. When we talk about Indian defense, we all know that it is pretty much strongest in the world and one of the largest in the world as well. And when we talk about Indian defense, it is inevitable that we have to talk about Indian Navy and Air Force and of course the warcrafts and the airplanes they carry. And initially we used to import them, but now we have reached a level of indigenously manufacturing them. And we certainly will be talking about Tejas as one of the best examples. But the man behind and the company behind all these things is Hindustan's Aeronautics Limited, which is celebrating its 75th anniversary as well this year. And the man behind that company is the chairman and managing director of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Mr. T. Subarnaraju with us, and he is our guest. Hello sir, welcome to Candid Conversation.
Hello,
so,
Venkat.
75 years, an impeccable, amazing journey it has. How has it been so far?
Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, or the HAL, has been the flag bearer of aerospace industry in this country, and also we have been ranked about 36 in the world on the top 100 aviation industries. An industry which started in 1940 with a visionary Mr. Walchand Hirachand and the Mysore Maharaja. What we call now as the PPP is the one which started in 1940 with HAL in this country. So the state, the entrepreneur, have started an establishment called Hindustan Aircraft Private Limited, and then it slowly became into 1960 October, took the shape of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited.
Yes.
Since then, we have manufactured close to 4,000 warplanes and also close to 5,000 aero engines to fit on these machines. While we have a footprint of about 80% of the defense aero platforms which are being used by our services, Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force, have the mark of HAL. Either we manufactured them under license or we have manufactured them under indigenous designs, and we support the fleets for their operational utility. It's been a great journey for HAL in the last 75 years in ensuring the products which were made for safeguarding the national borders, and we are pretty happy that the company could do its job effectively and more efficiently. 1940 onwards, the 75 years of a journey in a deliberated and supported manner, HAL is really behind the force behind the forces.
Right. And so these days we are continuously talking about indigenous manufacturing. We are manufacturing those warplanes, those aircrafts which we initially used to buy from the other countries. Now we have entered a completely different league. If you can throw some light on this transformation? We've been a manufacturers, but then this is something entirely different.
We've been initially, the defense equipments were being imported, and we had these aeroplanes are made, or the helicopters are made through transfer of technology. And then we graduated from there now to have our own indigenous platforms. Example, Tejas,
Yes.
light combat aircraft, which might have taken a little longer time, but then today we are happy to productionize the series production.
Yes.
And also the squadron is formed by the customer, that's Indian Air Force. It is a very technologically oriented products. There is nothing which could be accepted as a failure. For example, it would be considered as if you're driving on a road and you have some problem with your car, you can shut it there and then come out of the car and then go away.
True.
But then on an aeroplane, you have no choice.
Yes.
So the systems are well integrated, and the no fault allowance is given, and very much procedural oriented and highly precision and technological oriented.
Right.
This took us time, and also as we graduated from the technology transfer products, the spin-offs, today HAL is having the capability of designing its own platforms. And if you look at the advanced light helicopter, We feel proud that we put India in the map as the 6th nation in this world who has the capability of manufacturing these helicopters.
Yes.
The advanced light helicopter,
Yes.
light combat helicopter, which is ready for weaponization. And we are also designing and developing almost a 3.5 ton helicopter, light utility helicopter, and it is ready for flight very soon. So these capabilities have been established over a period of time. And another thing is that these platforms require to deliver their weapons with the sensors.
Yes.
There was a great dependency few years back, and today the scientists in India and the HAL designers are capable of fusing any sensors,
Okay.
integrating any weapon on the platforms as per the requirement of our customer. So this is an incredible technological advantage we could achieve it, and then the scientists and the designers of this country can do what is needed for the customer for a situation, and we can do it.
Right.
So,
And when we talk about these aircraft, sir, when a common man watches this, when a common man actually tries to understand this, the only or the most important thing which he basically sees is that, okay, will we be moving to a position where we actually manufacturing such aircrafts, which is, I mean, it's like completely, tough to be crashed. That is the situation. So, on that scenario, can we say that we are actually moving on to that scene, like where the aircraft is so highly equipped and then so safe that it cannot be crashed?
its systems are there. I mean, the aircraft is definitely
Vulnerable at
manufactured.
the end of the day.
I mean, if looking at the failures on these aircrafts, it's parts per million.
Yes.
If even including the civil aircrafts, if you're looking at it, I mean, the number of aircrafts which are taking off at any point of given time in the world, and you look at the accident or incident rates, which are parts per million count, it would come onto it. Because of this requirement, they have been made. Now, with coming to everything is made safe, but of course, on the mechanical components, it's prone for a failure, so the predictability of that failure would become difficult. But then all fail safe, right? Now, it's not a first failure, it could be second failure, third failure. The quadruplex redundancy is incorporated into this fighter planes or the helicopters. So, I mean, in a way, yes, we make these platforms not to be lost.
Right. And talking about Sukhoi 30, sir. Now, I mean, it's one of the other important achievements we can say from the HAL point of view, and also from our aeronautics space arena as well. Now also we are talking about the manufacturing of spare parts as well. That agreement is also in the process. How do you look at this complete Sukhoi 30 journey as well? So what exactly can we say that this is one of those important changes which we were expecting in this aeronautical space?
Again, now we're looking at Sukhoi 30 Mark I, which has started coming into this country from late 1990s. Normally, a technology transfer happens in phased manner.
Yes.
So initially, we call it as semi-knockdown kits, which an aircraft could have been knocked down into a major components, and then we bring them here and we assemble it. Value addition depends on 10 to 15% or 20% in the beginning. From that stage, we move on to a completely knocked down kits where the value addition and the learning would be more, right? And subsequently, in the last phase, where we do is from the raw material. The Sukhoi platform today is being made completely from the raw material at HAL.
Okay.
Once you have such capability and you have absorbed the technology to make these aircraft from a raw material, and you have established a capability of supporting these platforms for next 30 to 40 years.
True.
And also, because these platforms do have a longer life in a flying, it also gives us an opportunity to upgrade these aircrafts during the lifespan of it, maybe a 10 years or 15 years interval. So the technological requirement is absorbed or learned by the manufacturer, in this case is HAL, and so we are literally independent in supporting these platforms through its life cycle.
Right.
However, there is an element of dependency because these aircrafts are not designed by us.
Right.
That is the difference you find it when we design our helicopters or aircrafts, we have all the wherewithal, or we are independently can modify, change, and certify any component or any part of it. That's the fundamental difference where we get from the technology transfer and an indigenous design.
Right. And apart from this, what is that impetus you're laying on the programs like light combat helicopters, HTT, LUH, and all?
Oh, HTT-40 is basic trainer aircraft, which flew in the last 2 months back.
Yes.
And in fact, HAL is the designer for the basic trainer aircrafts since 1954.
Okay.
The HT2 aircraft, which is flown in that year. And we have the basic capability on the trainers. And the HTT, which was flown recently, has an opportunity of producing in numbers in the next coming years. And it is risk mitigation and alternate plans which have been put in the project, and we have given a young leadership to take care of the product and the project with certain decision making authorities passed on to them.
Right.
So whenever you feel a risk on a design, unknown factor which is going to come in the way of productionizing it, and you should prepare for it with an alternatives. So that's how the HTT-40 program could be made in time, and we're sure the promise of productionizing would definitely happen.
Right.
Coming to LCA, now today we have an established capacity of 8 aircrafts per year, and we are planning to increase the capacity by investing to 16 aircrafts per year.
Okay.
In addition, what we are doing now is asking the industry, because the industry today, defense industry is opened up, there is a level playing field is being created, and there is a positive thinking in the industrial is that they also can contribute to this aviation. So we given a major modules for manufacture for the industry outside, and if they could augment our capacity, that instead of me putting another line to increase from 16 to any number, if the industry can supply me the major modules, that would be the plus of 16. So the LCA, we have order quantity of 40. Now by 2018 we would deliver the first 20 aircrafts and then ramp up the production, and few modifications which we have promised to the customer will incorporate by then, and by 2021 we should be able to produce close to a number of 100.
Right.
That's on the LCA thing.
Right, sir. On that note, sir, let's slip into a short commercial break, and after the break we'll be discussing about major aspects, how HAL is playing a key role in skill development, and also the Make in India and also others. But don't go anywhere, stay tuned.
धन्यवाद मेरी बेटी को शिक्षित करने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे स्वास्थ्य का ध्यान रखने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे गांव को सड़क से जोड़ने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरा रिटायरमेंट सुरक्षित करने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरी फसलों के बीमा के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे मिड डे मील के लिए।
आप सभी टैक्स पेयर्स का कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद। हमेशा की तरह इस महीने की 15 तारीख तक अपना अग्रिम कर देना न भूलें।
बच्चों, जवाब ठीक से देना और सफाई के 10 नंबर होंगे।
चौंकिए मत, डेंगू और चिकुनगुनिया से बचने के लिए ये जरूरी है। आसपास पानी जमा ना होने दें। ड्रम, कूलर, गमले को हर सप्ताह साफ करें। प्लास्टिक के कप व नारियल की खोल जैसी चीजों को इधर उधर न फेंकें, क्योंकि डेंगू और चिकुनगुनिया का मच्छर साफ पानी में पनपता है। मच्छरों के काटने से बचें। बुखार में पैरासिटामोल लें, एस्पिरिन हरगिज न लें।
इस बार तो बच्चों ने हमें ही पास कर दिया।
और सफाई के नंबर 100 में से 100।
हाँ।
धन्यवाद मेरी बेटी को शिक्षित करने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे स्वास्थ्य का ध्यान रखने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे गांव को सड़क से जोड़ने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरा रिटायरमेंट सुरक्षित करने के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरी फसलों के बीमा के लिए।
धन्यवाद मेरे मिड डे मील के लिए।
आप सभी टैक्स पेयर्स का कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद। हमेशा की तरह इस महीने की 15 तारीख तक अपना अग्रिम कर देना न भूलें।
आप समझ क्यों नहीं रहे? वो बहुत परेशान करते हैं मुझे। रैगिंग के नाम पे टॉर्चर करते हैं।
सीनियर्स रैगिंग नहीं करेंगे तो तुम स्मार्ट कैसे बनोगे? तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे बढ़ेगा? बी ए मैन। आई एम सॉरी बेटा, आई एम रियली सॉरी।
आपके बच्चे की छोटी सी शिकायत किसी बड़ी मुसीबत का पैगाम हो सकती है। उसे नजरअंदाज ना करें। डोंट इग्नोर, टेक एक्शन।
These days, it's important to have an updated resume. Here's mine. Praful Kumar, Major Praful Kumar, Para Special Forces. 3 years served in a hostile zone. Tough assignment. Special service in J&K. Made some friends there. Combat free-fall specialist. Willing to shed blood. As you can see, I wear my heart on my sleeve and my resume on my uniform. Which other company lets you do that?
We are India's most exciting workplace, and we are making you an offer. The Indian Army. Live a life less ordinary.
Welcome back to Candid Conversation with the Chairman and Managing Director of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Mr. T. Suvararaju. Sir, we were talking about various aspects, but then there's one question which comes here. We spoke about the achievement of Tejas, completely indigenously developed aircraft. But this is a second generation supersonic fighter, we can say. The first one was in 1960, which is Marut. Why so much of gap in between, sir? I mean, like so many years, maybe over 50 years?
Yeah, initially HF-20O was designed at HAL premises, and then during early 1980s, Aeronautical Development Agency was created, and with an objective of designing, developing fighter aeroplanes. Since then, you know, the LCA is under the program, which could be productionized recently. And also ADA as an agency has future plans for making the future fighting platforms. HAL is concentrating towards the basic trainers, advanced jet trainer, intermediate jet trainers, and the helicopters. We could definitely create a good products on the rotary craft, that is advanced light helicopter, which is operational in India, and also the weaponized helicopter through, which has been given to the Indian Army, and the Indian Army has raised the first weaponized helicopter squadron.
Okay.
We are close to integrating the weapons on light combat helicopter. We have proved the performance of this helicopter, and now we asking, depending on the customer's requirement, the weapons could be integrated. It could be as specified by Indian Air Force or Indian Army or Indian Navy, or even the platform when it goes on an export another country, the country's specific requirements could be integrated.
Certainly, yes. Before the break, I was announcing about the Make in India program, which is completely the most important policy which apparently is driving the manufacturing sector, where they have to go to a different level. When we talk about Make in India, the most important, two important sectors which come is one is auto and the other one is defense. And then when we talk about defense, HAL plays a key role. How is it going, sir? What is the contribution from HAL to Make in India? Apart from, we know Tejas has been manufactured, but apart from that?
No, if you're looking at it at HAL, HAL has been the pioneer or the, as I said, the flag bearer of Indian aerospace industry.
Yes.
We have 15 indigenous designs.
Okay.
So 15 platforms which have been designed, 15. Developed in India. Okay. So it's definitely Make in India. And also if you're looking at the technology transfer products, which we said 14 of them, 14 varieties of the platforms, we manufactured here under transfer of technology, but we support them for its lifetime, which is about 30 plus years. So localization of the technology, absorbing the technology and supporting the product literally means HAL is in the business of Make in India since its inception.
Yes.
But however, the ecosystem here today, the way the FDI has been increased, the level playing field has been created, and items are taken out of this defense list, and making, depending on the requirements, we see a huge requirement of the equipment in this country. So the encouragement which is given to the industry and industry participation would be required to meet the countries require.
Right.
In HAL, we have more than 2,500 vendors registered.
Okay.
But then the ecosystem which we have created, they are still now at the tier 3 level suppliers. What it requires now in the current Make in India concept is that we need to produce or develop level 2, level 1 suppliers. There the requirement would be there, and HAL definitely decides towards the direction of integrator rather than making everything is under one roof. For whatever reason in the past, raw material enters into a HAL gauge and a finished product would be going out.
Yes.
But today we want to be the integrator and take the supplies from the industry and put the products and deliver it as quickly as possible. This is one way we are looking at it. If any entrepreneur willing to contribute towards this can see HAL website and see the efforts which have been put by HAL to make and create an environment positive for the industrialists to contribute to this defense requirements.
True. And then when we talk about Make in India, one thing which walks hand in hand is the skill development and also the R&D. So in fact, this government is pretty much focusing on that. But unfortunate that when we talk about skilled workers, India is pretty much ranked low when we compare it with the other developed advanced nations. Having said that, what is the contribution from HAL, sir, from the skill development point of view? What are those measures and plans you've been taking for the skill development part? And
As
also
an
R&D.
industry, as an industry, we are obliged to do the apprentice training, vocational training, which we have been doing right as per the legal requirements under the Act. And being the pioneer in the aviation industry, aerospace industry, we thought it is our responsibility to skill the people as the requirement is going to be very high in the near future, not only on the manufacturing side or the defense side. If you look at even the civil aviation, the job opportunities and the skill requirements which be required are very, very huge in number. So we, along with BCIC, the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and CIT, another organization, together formed a Section 8 company to skill about 5,20,000 people in the next 10 years and also train the trainers.
Right.
So that's one step which we have taken, and we are very close to complete 70 job roles and also the QP which is being prepared. And we're sure that now trying to recognize the institutes which could impart such training, and we are definitely on to see that this aviation skills would be imparted to the required people, and it would generate certain employment onto it. In addition to the apprentice training, we were at about 3% of our direct labor we used to train them. But now with the new requirement, we are reaching up to 10%. That means in a year we would be 4,000 apprentices would be coming out of HAL TTS centers. In addition, we also adopt certain technical training institutes and contribute a part of CSR to skilling. Like if you're looking at the core output, where we support the sports authority to take the people who require such support, the tribes or the Koraput, and train them on the sports. All these efforts are towards skilling the people.
Right. So, and so we are running out of time. We are into the final minutes of our show. So the one final question is, what exactly is the support from this Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government, sir, to completely transform HAL into a technology powerhouse?
Having been footprint of 90% on the products in the country, and the kind of support and the environment which is created by the country leaders today, and a competition which is being created, HAL is looking at new markets and also create employment onto it. Maybe we will be looking towards the country's policy of regional connectivity. And we are the people who made the transport aircrafts in the beginning, Avro, Hawker Siddeley in 1950, and the Dornier 19-seater. We find a great opportunity for this regional connectivity through this aircraft. We do have very positive plans approved by the board to go in this direction, and I'm sure in the near future you get a different business perspective from HAL, and also supporting the defense requirements completely.
Right. So and then so you have like HAL is into the manufacturing the PSLV and all as well. So in the future, can we say that we India, especially with HAL as its main important component, rather I would say, can be the hub of the aerospace?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely we would be the hub. If you're looking at the vertical of HAL on the helicopters, I mean, advanced light helicopter which can be used for any purpose, light combat helicopter, light utility helicopter. We may be looking at the heavier helicopters. We have the range of basic trainers, advanced jet trainers and fighters. And also with a mix of regional transport aircrafts. And we would be definitely, the activity would be in India, and HAL would be the hub for such a great activity which is going to happen in the future.
Right. So thank you very much for giving your time and coming to our studio. So it is pretty much clear from the CMD of HAL itself that in the near future we have the capability, and India could be the hub of the international aerospace as well. Well, that's all in Candid Conversation. Stay tuned to DD News.